Good evening and welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to Long Range Weather Forecast discussion for November 3rd through the 15th. The operational models are depicting an amplified pattern with a trough in the west and a ridge over the east for November 3rd through the 7th. And we're going to look at the Canadian run. And this is the Canadian, and it seems to be more progressive and more amplified with the pattern than the other models. And we can see we're out to 90 hours. This is on November 4th. We see we have our trough here, our ridge crust here in the west. And then we go out to 102 hours and taking a day's chunks. And you can still see we have our the trough seems to sharpen here across the west, and we have our ridge with a southwest flow across the eastern and central states. Now the ensembles are forecasting a low amplitude flow for November 6th to the 10th, with a trough over the west central states and Greenland, and a ridge forecast over the northeast Pacific, the southeast, and the southwest Atlantic. And this is the ensembles. This is the Canadian ensembles. Our trough here. You can see our trough carved out here in the west. We have our ridge here. And we're going to go out further. This is for 114 hours, centered on the 5th. We have to go out further. Let's see, we're going to go out to maybe 150 hours. And this is the ensembles, and you still see we have our deep trough here in the west. We have our ridge. Here's our ridge over the southeast states across here. We're going to look at the Canadian ensembles out about the same period. And the Canadian ensembles has our trough located here, kind of like a weaker trough, but still a trough here across the west central states. And then we're going to look at the Canadian ensembles. And here is the trough here, centered over the southeast, and our trough. So, and you can see this. It's more like taking on a more of a zonal flow across this region during this period. So during this forecast period, I am forecasting below normal temperatures here, above normal temperatures for this region, and for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation across this region, and above normal precipitation here. Now, we're going to look at the pair for November 11th to the 15th, and the ensembles continue to pick a less amplified pattern for November 11th to the 15th, with heights expected to rise somewhat a little bit in the west, resulting in a zone of flow across the nation. And we're going to go back, look at those models again. And we're going to go out now to about 264 hours. Well, we'll first look at the GFS ensembles and see how it takes more of a zonal flow here. And we're going to go out, like I said, to 264 hours. And see the zone of flow, and most of the models are showing this. But now one other note now we're going to look at is the Climate Forecast Center, the geoheight anomalies. And we're going to go out for the 6-day period here above, below, as you can see here. But then as we go out further, this is out to like 11 and 15 days. See, below normal with it does show a zone of flow, but it's totally out of sync with the height anomalies and the pattern that we see. So that's been counted, and so for this forecast period, I am forecasting below normal temperatures here, above normal temperatures for this region, and for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation for this area. So that is the long-range weather forecast discussion for November 3rd to the 15th. Thank you for coming, Jim, on this World of Weather, and have a good day.